Hi and welcome to the video. My name is Pika and this will be a breakdown of everything you need to know to enjoy Season 2 of Overwatch League and understand the team situation. This video will cover the 8 new teams entering the league this year, and next week I'll be releasing one all about the updates and changes to last year's teams. To briefly note, while I'm an involved fan of Overwatch League and I've followed the pro scene since before the inaugural season, I'm only an aspiring analyst, and some statements may be subjective or phrased quite casually. Any corrections will be listed in the description of the video. Hope that's okay and hope you enjoy! We're gonna kick it off with perhaps the most exciting addition this year, definitely for some fans. The Vancouver Titans are joining, a team that originally played together under the Runaway banner. Team Runaway is a staple of Overwatch esports. Launched by an ex-League of Legends pro runner, the team has competed in Apex seasons and narrowly missed the win enough times to become fan favorite underdogs. After losing some sponsors and facing potential disbandment, Runner's wife, Flowervin, now also known for her presence online, convinced him to persevere, and with a new team house and updated roster, they returned to the pro scene and eventually Contenders Korea. After a spectacular run, despite not qualifying for the inaugural season of Overwatch League, they then took the 2018 trophy from Kong de Panthera and seemingly finally proved their talent as their full roster has been signed on. The team, together with outstanding synergy and camaraderie, brings some serious talent to this year's season. The DPS duo, Huxel and Stitch, complement each other well in a deadly combination, and with support from high-caliber players such as Hureg, originally from last year's champions the London Spitfire, the Titans may be on their way to sweep through the standings and finally afford Runaway the success that Runner dreamed up all these years ago. While not every team we cover will have an emotional backstory, this next one may also be close to some fans' hearts. Enter the Paris Eternal. The European expansion team brings about mixed international talent and familiar faces from the Overwatch World Cup, the inaugural season of Overwatch League, and standout contenders teams. Amongst recognizable players we see Soon, the spectacular DPS who has proven himself on Team LA Valiant last year, Shadowburn, the widely known Genji god who transferred from Philadelphia Fusion, as well as players with large followings and years of experience, like Cruz, a British player who stood out in the World Cup, and Nico, who played for Team Rogue before their disbandment, and briefly for the Valiant. We also see Kai Kai, the subject of much controversy last year amongst the Dallas Fuel, back in a coach position. With this mixed roster of local and overseas talent, this European team is looking to achieve what the London Spitfire missed out on last year due to their all-Korean roster, the local support of the French and European communities. Next, we'll be taking a look at one of the Chinese teams joining the ranks of Season 2, Hangzhou Spark. The fans were unanimously excited when the announcement was made, largely thanks to the baby blue and bubblegum pink team colors. There will certainly be those buying the team skins just for the aesthetic, and since it warrants a reminder that those purchases directly contribute to team incomes, this turned out to be an excellent marketing move. That's not the only pop culture connection for the Spark. The team's parent company is Bilibili, a Chinese streaming service who built their branding on an anime series, links to which are found in the team's logo, name, and colors. This is a wise move because the team starts with a comparatively unfamiliar lineup. We don't see a single feature from last year's Overwatch League. However, this doesn't mean the team lacks talent. There's Gushui, Team China's superstar tank in the World Cup, and a strong core of Korean players, notably IDQ from Lucky Future Zenith and Krystal from 2NW. This team's success will rely on the coaches and the ability to integrate Chinese and Korean players. To immediately avoid any confusion to the Hangzhou Spark, let's talk about the Guangzhou Charge. This Chinese team is recognizable for its core made of Metabellum players, a team that dominated Contenders Season 2 and 3. Additionally, we see Hotba, the flex player from Philadelphia Fusion. Further down, the situation gets a bit messy for the Charge though. Their 3 DPS, Happy, Eileen, and Keeb all speak different languages, respectively Korean, Chinese, and English. It'd be most reasonable for the team to work around their majority of Korean players, but Metabellum's coaches have been known to put pressure on the team communication practice, and all of Guangzhou Charge has been reported to take English tutoring. This isn't the only area in which the players are expected to improve. As one of the youngest rosters in the league, their management and coaches seem focused on long-term success. Next up, let's take a look at the Toronto Defiant. The second Canadian team features an interesting mix of Tier 1 inaugural season alumni and new faces from Tier 2 contenders. We see team captain Envy, originally from the famous Immortals and more recently from LA Valiant, Neko from Boston Uprising, and Asher from the LA Gladiators. Joining them will be 3 teammates from the O2 Ardian, who year on year have climbed the ranks of Contenders Korea, and a support main 8 from GG Esports. The team have been scrimming together intensely and working on their synergy. They may need it because they're coming in the lower half of most analysts' power rankings this year. We'll see if this patchwork team surprises us all. Another team that sparked a lot of interest and also some concern will be the Washington Justice. The sporting streamlined and distinct branding. From the red, white, and blue color scheme, symbolic logo, and the name itself, they're certainly aiming for the title of the American team. Behind this strong first impression may lay trouble though. On paper, the team looks interesting. We have an NYXL presence in form of the aggressive main tank Janus and the famous coach Wizard Hyung, this ad from Shanghai Dragons, and Guido from the Seoul Dynasty. The roster is filled in with NA and Korean contenders players. However, team integration may be challenging due to the language barrier, and it's uncertain if Wizards' analytics-based coaching style will fit in well with less experienced players. On top of this, the Justice already had bad luck in their schedule draw. Their first games being against the London Spitfire, Philadelphia Fusion, and Seoul Dynasty, arguably amongst the strongest teams from Season 1. Next on the list, as we're nearing the end, is another team that features talent who have yet to prove themselves in the league. It's the Atlanta Reign. On the very international roster, we see one standout name, DeFran. The long-anticipated and controversial Danish DPS finally made his way onto the highest tier of competitive Overwatch. His hitscan plays will be getting support from EU, Korea, and NA contenders alumni, such as DACO and Popco from Team Mystic. Atlanta's first game will be against the Florida Mayhem, and their Stage 1 finals are alongside the Houston Outlaws and Chengdu Hunters. This should mean that the team has a reasonable shot at a respectable starting position. But by no means least, we're rounding it up with the third Chinese team, and only the second team with an all-contenders roster, the Chengdu Hunters. The boys under the Panda banner are standing a strong chance at becoming fan favorites of the Chinese crowd. Hopefully, they'll live up to this loyalty. The team has brought on a lot of past talent to fill the slots, and it remains to be seen if this strategy pays off. Head coach Rui has a difficult task ahead of him, of not so much uniting a team, but preparing them to play on a very different level of professional Overwatch. This will put a lot of pressure on players like Team CC's Leitiong and Kia and LFZ's Gary. The team is co-owned by RNG, so at least the players can sleep easy. This should be a lucrative experience for them, regardless of the final score. This brings us to the end of the 8 new teams stepping up to the Overwatch League stage in 2019. It'll be exciting to see them in action against old favorites and their new competition. Next week I'll be posting a similar roundup of the other 12 teams, and until then, I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you so much for watching. Signing out, Pika.